But you can't begin healing what you don't acknowledge. You cannot begin healing areas of yourself if you won't acknowledge that that little girl needs you. She still needs you. She's still in there. She still needs to be recognized by you.
Elevate with Monique. Elevate. Elevate with Monique.
Welcome back to another episode of Elect Elevation with me, your hostess, Mo. And in this episode, I really want to talk a little bit about the little girl that sometimes we have forgotten about inside, right? And this whole month, we've been talking about learning how to parent while mothering. And I think that this is one topic that doesn't get enough attention, and that is really parenting ourselves while we are parents, which I think is a little bit of a oxymoron, but in this day and age, it's not uncommon, right? So I was doing all the things. I was checking all the boxes, or so I thought. I was chasing success. I was trying to, make myself become somebody. Like that was my goal. I wanted to be someone. I was showing up for everyone else. But really inside, there was this yearning, and I ignored it for a really, really, really long time. And it wasn't until I got really still and started to listen to the internal conversation that I realized that the little girl inside of me was calling out to me. So, what am I saying? I believe that it is so very important for us to be able to recognize and honor the little girl that is inside of me. Now, for me, I remember it as clear as day. I decided to do, at this time, I was doing a lot of like visualization activities. And this particular one was dealing with inner child activation, or just remembering the little girl inside of me. And I did this meditation that had me to visualize the little girl version of myself. And trigger warning, this was the most emotional part of going deep within that I had experienced at that time. I remember that when I first saw the little version of me, she was standing in a field by herself, and she was crying and screaming at the top of her lungs. And what I didn't realize at that time is that that was actually my reality. I was doing all the things, right? I was pursuing success. I was taking care of my kids. I was doing all these things. But that inner yearning was that little girl inside of me that was standing in that field, screaming to the top of her lungs. And so, had I not taken the moment to be led to do this visualization activity, I would not have even recognized her. So, the first thing that I would say is recognizing your little girl. I want you to do that same activity. I want you to sit with yourself, put a timer on 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You probably need at least 10. And I would say if you can even go to 30, that would be great. And I want you to just imagine the vision of the little girl version of you as far back as you can remember. What is she doing? What is her emotional state? Is she happy? Is she sad? Is she withdrawn? Is she rambunctious? Is she angry? I want you to really hone in on what you see. And then I want you to write that down, because I can guarantee you that that is an indication of the little girl that is trying to connect with you right now. I actually did a series, and I may bring it back, called Little Girl, Little Girl. And that series was all about reconnecting and remembering the little girl inside of us. There are so many grown women that are walking around today that are truly operating from a little girl space. I hate to say it. Okay. But you can't begin healing what you don't acknowledge. You cannot begin healing areas of yourself if you won't acknowledge that that little girl needs you. She still needs you. She's still in there. She still needs to be recognized by you. Okay. The second thing is your achievements don't heal abandonment. This was the story of my life. Again, I told you, I was doing all the things. I was pursuing success. I was doing the things that I thought would please my aunt, to be honest with you. And in the midst of that, not only was I tired and I was frustrated because I was never hitting the mark, but I wasn't giving that little girl inside of me what she needed. I was completely ignoring her. As a matter of fact, I had completely abandoned her, right? Nobody had taught me to stay connected to the little girl. They don't teach us that. Stay connected to the little girl. Stay connected to that innocence that we used to have. And many times we don't do this because we want to get as far away from that phase of our lives in some cases as we possibly can. And so what do? We stuff it down, we stuff it down, we stuff it down. And in my case, I left her back there, right? I left her. I thought that uh my issues started at about 13, but what I realized through this exercise is that it really started at about 6 or 7. I left her and I forgot about her. And so all of the pain and all of the things that I started to deal with in life, she was still suffering. Okay. And so you have to remember that all of your achievements, all of the things that you accomplish in life, that is amazing. I say, job well done, but it does not take away from the abandonment that you need to heal. Okay. And then the third thing that I would say is reconnection will restore wholeness. You would be surprised at how reconnecting to the little version of you just does wonders. I mean, there were days that I would literally just sit and I would go to that place internally and I would sit with that little girl and she would cry. She would cry. Oh my gosh. And I would cry. And much of my cry was that I was sorrowful that I left her behind, that I forgot to bring her along in my life, right? And so reconnecting with her allowed her to have a voice. It allowed her the space to be seen and to heal and to offload things that I left behind when I was 6 or 7. I'm telling you, this work is hard. It's very, very vulnerable, but it is transformative. I promise you. I really want you to try the exercise that I shared. I want you to sit with yourself. I want you to hold space for the little girl. And perhaps you had an amazing childhood, right? And that little girl is happy and she is playful and she is energetic. That's okay. Go and reconnect with her because you might need to bring that side of you into your life now. Maybe you are very serious and very stern, like, like I struggle with sometimes. And so I have to bring the little girl now out and remind me to be playful and remind me to be lighthearted and to not take things so serious. And that's what the little girl inside of us can help us to remember to do. So whatever your experience was as a little girl, go back and reconnect with her. Write down what you see, what you feel, what your spirit is saying about that reconnection, and put it away somewhere. Put it away so that you can go back and look at it, a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, and you can remember when you started to reconnect to that side of you and how that journey has brought you to the place and space that you are right now. I really, really hope that this was helpful. I know for me, it was transformative, like I said. And I would recommend all women to reconnect to the little girl inside of her. And again, I may bring back little girl, little girl. I don't know. Let me know below if that's something you'd be interested in learning more about. Maybe you want to reconnect with the little girl inside of you and you just don't know how. I can help guide you through that process, and I'm here for you, sis. If this content resonates with you, if it is something that you truly feel like you have gotten something out of, drop a heart below and like this video so that the algorithms will know that this is the type of content that we need to be talking about. I love you so much and I am rooting for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.